Do you have feelings? Of course you do. There is something happening in your body, but feelings, it all just seems amorphous, ambiguous, best ignored, dismissed or forgotten. Certainly nothing that could form a basis for living, right? The lack of an awareness of, connection to, and a functional lexicon for collections of bodily sensations, usually called feelings, is a problem for us and people around us. We end up disconnected from the essence of ourselves and, as a consequence, find it difficult or impossible to act constructively in the world. For people affected, and that is all of us more or less, making sense of our internal world is vital for us to live. For me, a neurodivergent man born with hydrocephalus, this journey has been a lived one. I hope that my experience of learning to feel might help others, help you. In this video we will learn how to feel again, or maybe for the first time. This video was originally conceived as a series of 7 short-form videos for YouTube. It was originally created for neurodivergent men, but its principles can basically be applied to other groups. In this video, we are going to discover how to tune into our bodies, Chapter 1, how to sensitize ourselves to the bodily sensations we find there, Chapters 2 and 3. Then we will consider the inner territory of sensations and how feelings are constructed therefrom, Chapter 4, and how we might start to map them, Chapter 5. Then we'll move to engaging with sensations by focusing on them, Chapter 6, and how we might come to understand and possibly change them, Chapter 7. Does your body feel lifeless? Dead? I can help you dig it up. Follow me. Sensing your body is key to feeling, good or bad. Science calls the perceptual process for feeling sensations in your body interoception. If safe to do so, close your eyes, breathe deeply into your belly, through your nose, take several breaths, turning your attention inwards to your body below the neck. What do you feel? What do you sense? There is no right or wrong answer. Rather, the connection you have with your body is unique to you. If you sense nothing at all, then you probably have no feelings or struggle with making sense of your internal world. In the case of total disconnect, you need to sensitize your body so that you can feel it. Interoceptive science gives us one route to do this. Traditional Chinese medicine, another. They are both founded in awareness and attunement. And both are best approached when our bodies are still and the environment quiet. I follow these practices in bed, in the wee hours, dark, quiet, calm, peaceful. Then we can attune to what is going on inside our bodies. Close your eyes, breathe deeply into your belly through your nose, and attend to every part of your body. Air moving through your nostrils, heart beating, pulsing, belly gurgling. Just keep breathing and attend to your body. Once you have attuned to the sensations in general, start to scan your body. Toes, feet, calves, thighs, buttocks, pelvis, abdomen, chest, shoulders, biceps, forearms, hands, neck, face, scalp. Just breathe and attend. Be aware of the sensations. Just observe. What you sense and feel is a measure of your connection with your body. The absence of sensation, too, is a marker of connection. And that's it. Deceptively simple, eh? But this is the first step in digging up your body, your sensations, your feelings. In Chapter 2, we will start turning up the volume on the whispers we sense today in our bodies. You're dead. Not really, but your body just feels like it is. Sensitivity to the sensations in our body is the royal road to a more meaningful existence. And we are going to explore ways to increase sensitivity here. In Chapter 1, we considered naked awareness of our internal processes. We're all unique, and what you found is you and yours alone. I have been working on this for more than 10 years. I started out with dead bits, heart, genitals, and progressively I have dug these processes up. How? Well, interoceptive science provides one approach. Our bodies are, to some extent, accessible to conscious control. That is, certain processes are open to voluntary control. One of these is our skeletal muscles. In particular, I can contract and relax my muscles. Contracting and then relaxing muscles in the body while paying attention to concomitant sensations is one route to wake our bodies up, to become more alive. Try it. As before, lie down, close your eyes, breathe into your belly through your nose. Turn your attention inwards and observe, just attend. Now, progressively contract, then relax all muscles in your body. Feet, calves, thighs, all the way up to your face muscles and scalp. And that's it. You have started to wake your body up, to tune into it, to reconnect with it. But there is a whole lot more going on that is mostly below conscious awareness. Our body keeps us alive whether we want it to or not. We couldn't possibly consciously manage all of the processes within our bodies that we need to live. But in some cases we do need to dig a little deeper. In my experience, as someone largely out of touch with their feelings, there are two primary cases of concern. Numbness and activations, which seem to be disruptions to harmonious working of our bodies. In my case, numbness in my heart and genitals correspond with a lack of sexual and of heartfelt feelings, respectively, both of which represent serious challenges to living fully in this world. Next, we will talk about thawing out frozen parts of ourselves and how to approach untoward activations in our bodies. Do you beat your heart? No, and yet it keeps on beating behind the scenes, keeping you alive. Connecting with your heart is the key to being human, and we are going to connect with our heart. In traditional Chinese medicine, the heart is considered to have the spirit of connecting us with other people. It is the home to feelings of love, joy, and happiness, with Western notions of heartfelt sentiments. My own inability to connect with others is founded on the absence of these feelings and the numbness of my heart. One technique to connect with your heart is the inner smile. This is an intentional and persistent practice of talking to one's heart in order to reconnect with it and other people. The inner smile goes like this. I smile into my heart with love, thanks, and acceptance. I connect with my heart. Pause here, connecting with your heart. I shine a warm red light into my heart. My heart fills with warm red light. My heart is incandescent with warm red light. I smile into my clear, pure, warm red heart and give thanks to the red baby there, who gives me the spirit of connection with others, and the feelings of love, joy, and happiness. I smile into my heart with love, thanks, and acceptance. I invite my heart to relax, release any tension and blocked energy and associated feelings. And that's it, a practice that seeks to connect the mind with the heart. Thought with sensation and feeling, reconnection. The keys here are intentionality and persistence. A ritual, if you will, and it works. To be sure, it's no quick fix. But I have slowly but surely awoken my heart and my capacity for the feelings ascribed to it. A similar process can be used towards other organs. The liver, home of frustration and anger. The spleen, home of anxiety and mistrust. The large intestine, home of sadness, grief and loss. The small intestine, home of hatred and cruelty. Anyway, TCM may seem esoteric to the Western mind, but it does speak to aspects of malaise in the Western consciousness. In Chapter 4, we will consider one more technique to commune directly with the felt sense that we have been sensitizing ourselves towards. You were a baby once. Of course you remember this, right? Let me refresh your memory. Babies are born without the perceptual set that we as adults have. Their sensory experience can best be considered a maelstrom of phenomena, colors, sounds, textures. Look at the blank look of newborns. They literally don't see as we do. Their brains and nervous systems take this chaotic mess and learn to structure reality in the ways that we come to accept and agree upon as adults. Their perceptual systems develop to make sense of the external world. Meanwhile, their internal landscape boils and bubbles with sensations which make no sense at all. Here they learn from their mothers to group sensations according to the sounds their mothers make: thirst, hunger, dirty, good, bad. As they learn language, they associate groups of bodily sensations with the words their mothers speak. That is, they learn full emotional literacy, or not. After all, life isn't perfect. Mothers perhaps lack the basic experiences themselves, and so cannot induct their children effectively. Or they may suffer from psychological distortions that lead to malimprinting. If the child does not learn to label things correctly, giving them coherence, they will forever be prone to experience ambiguity and uncertainty around feeling concepts. They will experience anxiety, or there will be large parts of their inner worlds that they will be estranged from. This situation is worse for children that are also neurodivergent. They may both have structural deficiencies and be deprived of appropriate development. It should be clear that the development of an adequate and functional feeling self is no simple thing. We are not hardwired with feelings. They are constructed according to cultural contexts, mediated by each individual's nervous system. Thus, we should not be surprised nor dismayed if our internal experience of life does not align seamlessly with the cultural narrative. The fact that this gross subtlety is, somehow, completely absent from our collective consciousness is an indictment of the science that is supposed to represent that aspect of ourselves, psychology. In Chapter 5, we will start to construct a richer world of feelings. Finally, we can construct some feelings. What do you mean, construct? Follow me and find out. Men oftentimes end up with an impoverished feeling landscape, maybe only anger, pain, pleasure and anxiety. Not exactly a garden of delights, eh? Anger may be their only fully formed feeling. Pain and pleasure being more general statements of valence. And anxiety, well, anxiety is the melting pot of everything else. All undifferentiated bodily sensations, unexplored and/or prohibited sets of bodily sensations. So from here we can get to work constructing more feelings from that chaos within. We have already found that each of us has a unique scheme of bodily sensations. Our bodily sensations are an expression of our fundamental sense of being. We are all different. We are all the same. We mediate our unique internal worlds with each other by accepting agreed forms of feeling states. That is, we accept labels from outside ourselves: love, hate, anger, disgust, affection, and somehow map our internal states to these universal forms. That is, there is no actual essential form of love, for example. Rather, we take the label and associate it with our internal sense of self. We must construct a functional association for these bodily states. I found myself in this place. Lots of anxiety, lots of ambiguity, lots of bodily numbness. And in my experience, I found no ready map from bodily sensations to feelings to thoughts. In essence, the developmental process that 8 billion of us go through as we are inducted into life. All that knowledge, implicit only, incredible. The only substantive scheme for labeling of feelings that I found was that from traditional Chinese medicine. This, it seems, is all there is, and yet it is a generic guide. not a specific map for your inner landscape, nor a rigorous basis for doing the remedial work we find ourselves obliged to undertake. Nevertheless, TCM represents the only and best companion guide to constructing feelings that you have as an adult. You must practice inner body work to construct a functional emotional literacy. There is another technique which you can use to fashion feelings, and that is described in Chapter 6. Are you turned on yet? Yes? Great. Let's focus on your turn on. Earlier we spent time in naked attention to our bodies. In the meantime, your mind has probably been impatiently asking, what is this? Where is it going? What is the point? So now let us indulge our minds by focusing. Focusing, a technique developed by Eugene Gendlin, came from his dissatisfaction with the basis of what good therapy actually was. Gendlin analyzed successful therapy across modalities and identified that a bodily felt sense was key. A felt sense is the totality of bodily sensations in a given context. In its most fundamental form, it is nothing more than asking the body, how do you feel? Having quieted everything down as we covered earlier, and just observe the sensations that arise in your body in response. Any and all of the sensations present and at play in your body is your felt sense. If you continue to observe it, it will likely change. Any change will likely be due either to the external or internal contexts. Our felt sense is, simply put, the way our bodies feel about life in any given moment. And this is where we can let our minds in on the action. We can change the internal context by thinking about something specific. If we have quietened our external environment, as I have taught you, then thinking becomes the next loudest stimulus, particularly in the case of people disconnected from our bodies. And we can use our thoughts as particular questions to prompt our bodies to tell us what we fundamentally feel about a given context. For example, you can ask your body what it is afraid of. As you breathe gently and deeply, attend to the felt sense that evolves in your body as a response to that question. This is a fundamental statement of what you fear. Not what you think you fear, what you actually fear. Because, like it or not, your body is where feelings are experienced and stored. And you can't think your way out of your feelings. No, you can only accept your feelings and, if you are fortunate, shift them. And this is the black magic that we will learn about next. We've touched your soul. Did you like what you found? Did you find anything? How can we map the territory with finer detail, maybe even change some of it? Follow me. Focusing lets us marry body and mind. We can improve and enrich our connection with our body by asking questions of a felt sense, such as, what is this felt sense? What is the quality of this felt sense? If this felt sense could talk, what would it say? How does this felt sense serve us? What does this felt sense want? What does this felt sense need? All of these questions, when posed to our bodies, create opportunities to learn more about our basic motives and to establish and improve the connection with our bodies. They allow us to integrate body and mind. These practices also allow us an opportunity to move beyond acceptance, to change ourselves in some fundamental way. To do this, we simply need to change the nature of our questions. We need to prompt our bodies to shift their perspective. Questions like, what needs to happen next? What would it take to resolve this felt sense? How would it feel in our body if this felt sense had been resolved? This last one is a bit like cheating when doing our math homework by looking up the answer in the back of the book. To be clear, it is only through the grace of our bodies that any answers to these questions will come. Humbling though it may be to our minds, the body alone decides. So, in summary, the arc of our journey has involved sensitization, awareness, attunement, insight, and the possibility of change. Each of these stages will continue for as long as you are alive and continue to choose to stay connected with your body. And you will learn the best ways to get the most out of your practice by practicing. There is no way to magically bypass the need for ongoing attunement to your body. This is a fundamental need, as far as I can see or tell. So, I encourage you to persist by integrating these techniques into your daily routine. I hope that I have given you worthwhile insight into living a better, more conscious life. I wish you well on your continuing journey. Now, if this struck a chord, don't just stop here. Dive into existential neurobiology, a map for being real, existential and visceral, that transcends mere psychology, a place to see for better being. Click the link on the screen to dive deeper. See you inside.